I love whenever coffee comes up in the context of personal finance. My name is Gaby Rincon. I'm a money coach and financial strategist. And you have like these two opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Where like people are like, oh, the reason you can't buy a house is because you buy a $5 latte every day. And it's like, all right, homie, like 365 times 5. Like, yes. Would there be some significant savings? Yes. Enough for a down payment on a house? Obviously not. And then you've got the other side of the spectrum that's like, treat yourself. You only live once. Like, of course you can buy a coffee, etc., etc. And like so many things, the truth is somewhere in the middle. It's a spectrum. You know, if you really love coffee, it's something that brings you a lot of joy. It makes sense that could be one of your value categories. You know what I mean? Especially if you're like a freelance or you're a business owner. So like going to a coffee shop and working from there makes sense. And I do not subscribe to the whole, like, if you're in debt, you should never be spending any money, period, the end until it's out, you know? Like, we're not going to put so much intensity around our financial goals to the point where we are like inhibiting ourselves from like enjoying anything in the present. Like true financial wellness balances long-term security and like present joy and stability, you know? At the same time, I can't tell you how often I see clients that are like struggling to keep up with their finances, keep up with their bills. And that's because they experience this like death by 1,000 cuts kind of a thing, where like these seemingly small, insignificant charges, something like maybe a $5 cup of coffee, but over and over and over again makes the credit card bill super intense, or makes it so that they're not actually living within or especially below their means. So it's not about don't spend money on coffee ever. It's more like, let's make sure that what we do spend our money on is intentional and that it's aligned to what we care about. It brings us joy, and it also isn't at the detriment of funding our financial goals. We're balancing both of those things. For a deep dive in aligning all of your finances and making sure that you're not overspending, check out my DIY Money Moves collection. They're specific based on a topic within personal finance. And regarding like habits of spending and habits in money in general, self-love, self-wealth does really good with that. Otherwise, follow along for more money tips.